Good evening and welcome to the Spring 2026 Mortarboard National Virtual Initiation Ceremony. I'm Kirsten Fox, the Executive Director of Mortarboard, and it is my honor to welcome you this evening. Although our office is based in Columbus, Ohio, it's wonderful to be connected with all of you wherever you're joining us from. I'm also delighted to be joined from others in our national office, Jackie Huff, Ben Flocks, Liz Cook, and Trish Maxwell. And you'll have the great fortune of hearing from all of them later this evening and see them in the chat as well. But they do so much behind the scenes, not only for tonight, but to support all of our chapters. So please join me in thanking them for everything they do for our members and our chapters. When the very first mortarboard initiation took place 108 years ago in 1918, I am pretty certain no one could have imagined chapters coming together over a computer to welcome new members. Yet, here we are, proving once again that leadership adapts, it innovates, and it always finds a way. This virtual ceremony allows chapters to celebrate together, support one another, and feel part of something even larger than their own campus community. Tonight, new collegiate members will officially join the ranks of Mortarboard. Initiates, you follow more than a century of students across hundreds of chapters who were chosen for their scholarship, leadership, and service. I know each of you is already deeply involved in leading on your campus, hence why you were selected for Mortarboard, but I hope you will take to heart that Mortarboard is truly unique. It is rooted in tradition, it is driven by action, and it is sustained by an extraordinary diverse membership. After tonight, it becomes your society to shape. This is your moment to set the course for your chapter, to shine and to make history, and I cannot wait to see what you accomplish. Myself and the rest of the National Office team are here to support you in every step of the way. We are pleased to also be welcomed by alumni and national leaders who will be speaking later this evening. To our new initiates, you will soon learn that Mortarboard membership does not end at graduation, but your involvement may shift over time. You remain part of a lifelong network of remarkable leaders. So thank you to our National Volunteer Leadership for being here on this Sunday evening and for all you do to support our members. And to the many of you with us, current members, chapter advisors, and even family and friends who have joined to cheer on our new initiates, thank you for celebrating with us and taking time out of your weekend to honor these very impressive students. We have a short but thoughtful and meaningful program ahead, but to help bring this virtual space to life, I invite you, if you have not already, to turn on your camera if you are able. Please feel free to rename yourself using those three dots in the corner to include your name and your chapter or role, such as proud family member of a Montana State Initiate. And please engage with one another in the chat. Celebrate each other. I love seeing emojis, thumbs ups, hearts, claps. It truly brings energy and connection into the room. Our Mortarboard National President and 2003 initiate from the Mabel G. Freeman chapter at The Ohio State University, Dr. Patience Whitworth, will serve as tonight's host. But before we officially begin, I'd like to open our ceremony with a special piece recorded by the Mortarboard Singers in 2020 for our virtual national conference. Please enjoy the Mortarboard Ode.
We Mortarboard receive you with welcome hearts and hands to represent the noble aims for which our college stands, and historic whate'er befall, respond to all of what is so belong.
I want to join Kirsten in welcoming you to our National Virtual Initiation. We are thrilled to welcome so many of you into membership tonight. We will be celebrating new members from 7 different chapters: Carnegie Mellon University, Denison University, the newly reactivated Montana State University, Oklahoma Baptist University, the University of Northern Colorado, the University of Tulsa, and the University of Washington. Tonight, we will continue to create mortarboard history as we initiate more students into our national chapter, a community designed to connect and support students who are reactivating campus chapters or attending institutions without a mortarboard chapter. Students from Michigan State are working diligently to reactivate their campus chapter and are joining peers from institutions across the country who do not yet have a chartered mortarboard chapter. As inaugural members of the virtual national chapter, they are helping mortarboard to new places, building momentum locally while experiencing mortarboard journey together. We also initiate a few members who missed their campus initiation, including members from Bowling Green State University, San Diego State University, Southern Methodist University, and the University of Hawaii. Welcome to all. Now on to our agenda. First, you will hear about mortarboard, who we are, and what our purpose is as a national organization. Then we will begin the formal initiation ceremony, inviting new initiates to come off mute as we formally ask you to take up the torch of leadership. From there, we will hear more about mortarboard's history, both nationally and on the campuses represented here tonight. Before finalizing the initiation, we will read mortarboard's official poem, The Torch. And then we will get to do the best part of the ceremony, which is to officially welcome our new collegiate members into membership. Now, without further ado, I want to share some information about the organization that unites us tonight, Mortarboard. Mortarboard is a national honor society for college juniors and seniors, recognizing our members for their superior scholastic ability, outstanding and continual leadership, and dedication to service to their college or university community. The mortarboard is a symbol of ancient honor and distinction. In the earliest universities, students adopted clerical or monastic robes as a sign that they were devoting their lives to the profession of learning. We too wear a distinguished sign, the mortarboard. In ancient days, students from many lands who spoke diverse tongues were able to meet on common ground by using the classic language of learning. So too, we, students in many universities and colleges, are bounded by the 3 Greek letters Pi, Sigma, Alpha, representing the ideals of mortarboard: scholarship, service, and leadership. The gold of our colors stands for achievement, the silver for opportunity. The purpose of mortarboard is set forth in Article 2 of our national bylaws and will be read by past president, Dr. Cassandra Lucas, who was initiated at the Barbara Cook chapter of mortarboard at Purdue University, which is celebrating its 100th year this year.
Thank you, Patience. We, the undersigned, recognizing the advantage of a National Union of Honor Societies, do hereby unite to form a national society whose purpose shall be to facilitate cooperation among those societies, to contribute to the self-awareness of its members, to promote equal opportunities among all peoples, to emphasize the advancement of the status of women, to support the ideals of the college or university, to advance a spirit of scholarship, to recognize and encourage leadership, to provide service, and to establish the opportunity for a meaningful exchange of ideas as individuals and as a group.
Thank you, Dr. Lucas. I appreciate your commitment to mortarboard and the critical role you play in supporting our alumni. No matter how many times I hear our purpose, I continue to be inspired by what mortarboard members have done on campuses across the country for over 108 years. Now I want to speak to our new initiatives. Will the new initiatives please turn your camera on, come off mute, and raise your hand as you are able? Will you strive earnestly to maintain these ideals and purposes? If so, respond, I will.
I will.
I will.
I will.
I will.
I will.
While it is an honor to be selected for membership in mortarboard, It is the willingness of the selected individuals to make a commitment to serve that differentiates honor societies from an honorary. When one accepts membership, this acceptance indicates your agreement to accept the responsibility and obligation to be an active participant in the chapter. This commitment is an agreement to which actively supports the ideals of the society. With this honor, will you accept the responsibility of active participation? If so, respond, I will.
I will.
I will.
Thank you. You may now go back on mute. At this time, I would like to introduce amazing supports for our chapters. Annie Maschia, Region Coordinator for Region 2, who has been initiated at the University of South Alabama, and Dr. Brendan Wall, National Vice President, who is initiated at Illinois State University.
At the University of Chicago in 1915, a wearer of a gold pin in the shape of a mortarboard met another wearer of a pin not like her own, but also in the shape of a mortarboard. Each one represented a group of senior college women striving to render service to their alma mater. The two talked together. If such an ideal existed on two American campuses, it probably existed on many other campuses across the country. Why were these groups with like ideals not united? One of the campuses worked for 2 years to generate interest from similar groups in the idea of a national organization of senior societies for women, with the result that in 1918, the delegates from 5 organizations met together, representing the Ohio State University, Swarthmore College, the University of Michigan, Syracuse University, and Cornell University. On February 15th and 16th, they founded the first and only National Honor Society for senior women and established the badge, motto, ritual, and constitution. The name for the new society was referred to the local groups, and mortarboard was chosen in preference to a Greek letter name. Thus, the new honor organization began its life on American campuses. The society has grown steadily since then, with 2 new chapters being installed in 2023 at the College of Charleston and Life University, and most recently at Benedictine College in April of 2026 in Atkinson, Kansas. There are now 236 chartered chapters in the nation.
In 1975, a historic event occurred when membership in our formerly all-women's organization was extended to include men. This occurred at a special national conference that was convened in Kansas City, Missouri, to consider the ramifications of the regulations to Title IX, which prohibited sex discrimination by organizations on campuses that are recipients of federal funds. The purpose of the society was strengthened to include the emphasis upon the advancement of the status of women. Delegates to the 23rd National Conference of Mortarboard in June 1976 added to the purpose to promote equal opportunities among all peoples. At the 1985 conference, Mortarboard delegates passed a resolution to initiate a national project to be chosen by vote of the delegates at national conference. The delegates selected organ donor awareness as the first national project. In 2002, Reading is Leading was selected as the permanent project. Mortarboard celebrated our centennial in 2018 in Columbus, Ohio, with many former national leaders in attendance. In 2020, amidst a global pandemic, Mortarboard launched our current strategic plan with a focus on collegiate chapters, enhancing member benefits to meet our members' needs, and increasing our commitment to community and belonging across all chapters and our national organization. At the national conference in July 2024, our collegiate delegates voted to expand the eligibility requirements for collegiate membership to include rising juniors and encourage participations for students who are eligible to remain an active collegiate member beyond the traditional one-year experience. Mortarboard chapters now have the option to select both rising juniors and/or seniors for membership. Members who join for their junior year are encouraged to participate for the full 2 years. As a result of the 2024 change to membership, Mortarboard officially changed its name to Mortarboard National College Honor Society. And in 2025, students voted to establish the national chapter, creating a meaningful opportunity for students reactivating campus chapters and for those whose campuses do not yet have a chapter of Mortarboard. Since 1918, more than 300,000 members have been initiated into Mortarboard, and we are thrilled that everyone here today can now create this same history and new traditions that keep our society great for future years to come.
Thank you, Annie and Brendan. They are both outstanding advocates for collegiate members and work with the rest of the national leaders to support our chapters, our advisors, and our alumni. And now I'd like to invite 4 Mortar Board members from the national office to share a little bit of the local history for the chapters participating in tonight's initiation. Trish Maxwell is our Director of Collegiate Success. Liz Cook is our Director of Strategic Advancement, and they are joined by Ben Flux, Membership and Operations Manager, and Jackie Huff, Communications and Engagement Manager.
(1923) Carnegie Mellon University, Ida Chapter, Region 1. In 1920, an honorary society was created to promote the aims of Carnegie Tech. At a meeting of the junior and senior classes, women were chosen by their classmates based on their activities, scholarship, and character. Originally named Sphinx, the chapter was installed at the 19th chapter of Mortar Board in 1923. Early chapter traditions were initiations at sunrise at a mountain retreat and planting a tree each year on the cut. Recent chapter activities include making cards for St. Jude's Children's Hospital during general meetings and a new member welcome reception. 1925, University of Washington, Tolo Chapter, Region 6. 9 women students met on the University of Washington campus in December 1909 and agreed they should have both a greater voice in campus affairs and more recognition. 2 prestigious honor societies for men were a Washington tradition at the time, so why not such an honor for women? The Tolo Club was established and in 1925 accepted the invitation to become the 32nd chapter of Mortar Board. In recent years, the Tolo chapter held a partnership with Backpack Brigade and a last lecture event where faculty members created a presentation derived from academic focuses or personal experiences. The chapter also has a strong relationship with the Tolo Alumni Club.
1927, Montana State University Pi Sigma Alpha Chapter, Region 6. In November 1919, a senior honorary society known as Cap and Gown was established to promote high standards of scholarship, increase participation in college activities, encourage leadership, and recognize the highest qualities of womanhood at Montana State College. Around the time of Cap and Gown's establishment, women's athletics on campus were limited, so the chapter organized spring competitions and awards to support and develop the program. This program continued until the fall of 1922, when an athletic director for women was appointed. In 1927, a petition to Mortar Board was granted, and the chapter's name was changed to Pi Sigma Alpha, representing scholarship, service, and leadership. In recent years, the chapter has held programs such as Professor of the Month, Yellowstone cleanups, and campus blood drives. The chapter became inactive as a result of the pandemic, and we are thrilled to bring it back this semester. 1936, Denison University Cap and Gown Chapter, Region 3. On April 11, 1921, 8 senior women met to formulate plans for establishing a senior honor society. They felt there was a need on campus for a group which would stand ready to help the school in any way possible and encourage an attitude of service. The name White Nun was chosen because it signified the highest possible achievement and the purity of purpose in attaining it. In the fall of 1927, White Nun was reorganized as Cap and Gown. The society upheld standards of acceptance, depth of character, cooperation, democratic spirit, academic excellence, leadership, and service to the university. The chapter was officially installed into the national organization on March 28, 1936.
1950, the University of Tulsa Senior Staff Chapter, Region 5. Senior staff was established in 1933 by the Dean of Women with the purpose to bestow honor upon women who attain distinction in scholarship and leadership on campus and who display qualities of good character and service. Senior staff applied for Mortar Board before World War II, but no national visits were made during that period. The chapter was officially installed on May 19, 1950, where 16 active members, 6 honorary, and 61 alumni members participated. Previous chapter events include a last lecture series and partnerships with the Oklahoma Food Bank. In 2023, the chapter received the Freeman and Fox Most Improved Chapter Award. 1968, Oklahoma Baptist University Zeta Chi Chapter, Region 5. Zeta Chi was founded in 1955 and approved by faculty in 1958 as a leadership fraternity for senior women. Founded by 13 women with hopes to affiliate with Mortarboard, the chapter was officially chartered in 1968. The name Zeta Chi is composed of Greek letters, which stand for the words Zatheos Cruso, meaning sacred quest. Zeta Chi worked with other National Honor Societies on campus to promote scholarship and broaden the cultural and intellectual outlook of all members. The chapter was known for a series of lectures on study habits and campus life, and featured panels about work-life balance. The chapter's flower sale at graduation and homecoming breakfast for alumni have become chapter traditions. 1972, the University of Northern Colorado, Gold Key Chapter, Region 6. In 1956, a faculty-student committee met to discuss the possibility of forming a senior women's honorary centered around scholarship, leadership, and campus activities. Candidates were tapped in the late evening and initiated into a newly established Gold Key chapter. The chapter gained momentum on campus, applied for membership into Mortarboard, and the chapter was installed on December 3rd, 1972. Previous events include donation drives to our Women's Center and a Garden of the Gods Nature Center cleanup. Currently, the chapter hosts the Blossom Express flower sales at commencement.
In 2025, student delegates voted to establish the National Chapter, a virtual experience designed for collegiate members whose campuses do not currently have an active chapter. The National Chapter creates opportunities to reactivate campus-based chapters, expand Mortarboard to new campuses, and provide students with an immediate, meaningful membership experience. Tonight, we're excited to welcome another campus and additional members into this inaugural cohort. 1934, Michigan State University, Sphinx Chapter, Region 3. In 1916, a group of women organized what was then called the Sphinx Society. Its purpose was to cut through social lines, to stand for democratic spirit, and to do the things necessary for the broader and bigger Michigan Agricultural College. Sphinx Chapter became a chapter of Mortarboard on November 24th, 1934, with 30 alumni returning for the ceremony. Since 1935, it was customary to tap new members at the May Morning Sing, which was staged at the base of Beaumont Tower. In recent history, the chapter partnered with the Ronald McDonald House, the local food bank, and collected books during the Halloween book drive. In addition to these students, individuals from other institutions with chartered Mortarboard chapters include Arizona State University, Chapman University, the Pennsylvania State University, and West Virginia Wesleyan College. While some of these chapters are currently inactive, we're thrilled to be able to welcome these students into Mortarboard so they may continue their connection to our tradition of scholarship, leadership, and service. We are also honored to have students joining us from institutions without chartered chapters, including East Central University, Worcester State University. Their presence reflects Mortarboard's continual growth and our commitment to expanding opportunities for membership beyond the traditional campus chapter. And last but certainly not least, we want to recognize those students who may have missed their campus initiations but were able to join us tonight. We're proud to welcome new members from Bowling Green State University, San Diego State University, Southern Methodist University, and the University of Hawaii. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, National Office. It's an honor to recognize the history that we're making tonight, as well as the history of all the chapters that have participated. To our new initiates, you have heard the history of today's Mortarboard, the way it was developed when two women who shared a common set of ideals came together to form a unique honor society in the United States. You heard about the roots of your chapters on your local campuses, local organizations connecting with National Honor Society, seeing the value of being part of a broader community of scholars. You have learned of Mortarboard's ideals and purpose. Now tonight, you will add the next chapter in the history of Mortarboard. You have been chosen as leaders to foster all that is noble in your college or university. You will not work alone. You will be bound in the loyalty of common ideals to students at other institutions, learning who will strive with you to maintain and advance the ideals of Mortarboard. The alumni from your institution have paved a way forward. Will you answer the call to pave the way for the next generation? Your chapter presidents or advisors will receive a packet from the national office with your certificates and pins. If you're a member of the national chapter, it will be mailed directly to you after you accept membership. If you have your pen with you now, you may pin it to your shirt. And if you have not already, and if you don't have your pen with you tonight, we ask that when you get your pen, you post a picture of yourself wearing it and tag Mortarboard. We love to see them on social media. We charge you to give leadership and service of the best of what is within you. We charge you to foster community and belonging on your campus and to do what you can to promote equal opportunities for all people and to continue advancing the status of women. Now, one more time, will you please turn your camera on, come off mute, and raise your hand as you're able. Mortarboard initiates. Having heard the purposes of Mortarboard and the responsibilities you are expected to assume, will you receive the certificate which makes you a member of Mortarboard, accepting from us both the honor and the burden of its privileges? If so, respond, I will.
I will.
Will.
You, as new members, will recognize the opportunity of sharing interest among yourselves as a group of intelligent and concerned individuals. We welcome you into our membership tonight. Now, as evidence of the trust we place in you, we will ask each of you to affirm our bylaws by signing this virtual membership roll, receiving your membership symbol, and accepting the Mortarboard certificate of membership. Please use the chat feature to type your name, chapter, or institution. Now, I would like to invite past president Dr. Cassandra Lucas back to recite The Torch, a poem of great importance to Mortarboard members for over a century. This poem was introduced in 1925 by Elizabeth Fury of our Torchbearer chapter at Florida State University.
The God of great endeavor gave me a torch to bear. I lifted it high above me in the dark and murky air. And straightway, with loud hosannas, the crowd proclaimed its light and followed me as I carried my torch through the starless night. Till drunk with the people's praises and mad with vanity, I forgot 'twas the torch that they followed and fancied they followed me. Then slowly my arm grew weary upholding the shiny load, and my tired feet went stumbling over the dusty road, and I fell with the torch beneath me. In a moment the light was out, when lo from the throng a stripling sprang forth with a mighty shout, caught up the torch as it smoldered, and lifted it high and tall, till fanned by the winds of heaven, it fired the souls of all. And as I lay in the darkness, the feet of the trampling crowd passed over and far beyond me, its peons proclaiming aloud. And I learned in the deepening twilight the glorious verity, 'twas the torch that the people follow, whoever the bearer may be.
Thank you, Cass. Now, to all present here tonight, I'm pleased to introduce these newly initiated members of Mortarboard. Congratulations. I invite our advisors, alumni, and the families of our new initiatives to share who you are in the chat, offer thoughts of congratulations, or share an emoji to signify your excitement for tonight's event. Tonight will mark my first time presiding over initiation as national president, a role I haven't played since 2004 when I was chapter president of Mortarboard at Ohio State. 22 years later, it is especially meaningful to welcome new initiates into Mortarboard community. I am eager to meet our new members from Carnegie Mellon University, Denison University, Montana State University, Oklahoma Baptist University, the University of Northern Colorado, the University of Tulsa, University of Washington, and the national chapter. I encourage everyone to consider today the beginning of your Mortarboard journey, and I'm excited to see the impact you will have on our society. Thank you to the advisors, family, and friends of our new initiates who joined us this evening as well. Our national organization thanks you for your guidance and support of our newest members. Their successful careers and selection to mortarboard are, in no small part, the result of your presence in their life. Now we will move into chapter meetings, some of which will include officer elections. If you are from the following schools, please stay on the call to make and meet others in your chapter: Carnegie Mellon University, Denison University, Michigan State University, Montana State University, Oklahoma Baptist University, the University of Northern Colorado, the University of Tulsa, and the University of Washington. If you're an invited guest or a student not affiliated with one of the chapters I just mentioned, you may sign off as we conclude our formal ceremony tonight. If you're a member of the national chapter, please watch your email for an initiation to join our first chapter meeting. Congratulations on being part of the National Virtual Initiation Ceremony. You are trailblazers on your campus and also in mortarboard. We hope to see you at an upcoming event. Remember, mortarboard membership is for life. We hope that you will find many opportunities to forge your mortarboard family, both on your campuses and amidst our impressive alumni base. You have shown unprecedented resilience during your college career and still emerge as someone at the top of your class and worthy of this great honor. I am so honored to be in your midst, and congratulations.